very strong on those ideas. And if you're interested in any of that, I'd encourage you to dip into some of those books, probably in that order. That's the way I would do it. Right, that would lead me then to 5 common delusions as I would frame them. So, delusion 1 is that we should be teaching students skills and not knowledge. And I heard a few tables saying that. And what I'm saying is that we should be teaching both, but we need to understand that in order to teach skills like critical thinking and creativity and problem solving, you need the knowledge first. That's idea 1. So it's a delusion that you can teach skills without having some sort of knowledge base to teach them. Teacher-led learning is a bad thing. So I've lost track of the number of times I go into schools and I hear teachers tell me that they've had feedback that they need to stop talking. They're talking too much. The teacher shouldn't be leading the learning. The pupils need to lead the learning. And I just think that's really, really bad advice. And I recognise it's contentious, provocative perhaps. The learning should lead the teaching. I believe that 100%. We shouldn't just teach regardless and think that people are just sucking up what we're teaching. We need to check that what is being taught is being learned. But research would suggest, and I'll show you some, that if you get pupils just to go away and find out things themselves, that's not the most effective way to learn the knowledge that they need to develop the skills. Lessons should involve group work. Yes, if the group work is actually going to add something to what you're trying to teach. If you're trying to teach particular knowledge, I would suggest that group work often isn't the best way to teach that. And Jamie Tom, who I mentioned again, would go into that and say that actually within your groups you'll have certain people will dominate, certain people will just be lazy and pretend that they're doing something, certain people will want to contribute and actually won't, but we are in the business of helping everyone to learn. So actually, when we create groups, if we can hand on heart say that everybody is learning what we want them to learn, well then that's good. We should have the groups. But if we can't say hand on heart that everyone is learning what we want them to learn, then maybe the group isn't the best way to learn. So I'm not saying that group work's a bad thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's a delusion that all lessons, or most lessons, should involve group work. This one depends on your definition of active. And what I hope is that you are all active this morning. I'm trying to gauge that. And we're not being quite as interactive as I would be with a class. But active is about thinking. Active means thinking hard. Passive is not thinking. Active does not mean getting up and moving around the room. It doesn't necessarily mean have a discussion. It can be good to break things up with a bit of a discussion, absolutely. But active means thinking. So when people talk to you about the importance of active learning, they're right, but challenge them if they say that that means that pupils have to be up and running around, moving around the room for no apparent reason. And the idea that all lessons need to engage students in higher order thinking, for me, is a delusion. I'll give you an example. So this is Bloom's taxonomy, and you'll get some people who will say, you should be focusing on the top, creating and evaluating. And that stuff at the bottom, that's lower order stuff, and that's not really important. But that's not how this pyramid was designed. This pyramid was designed as a building up. You need the bottom so that you can get the next there, so that you can get the next there, so that you can get the next there. We need to focus our teaching and our learning on the bottom so that we can achieve the top. They're both important. People go wrong with this when they just start to focus on the top. There's no foundation. People can't be creative and evaluative and analytical because there's nothing there in their long-term memory, in their schema. So I would ask you, are any of these questions, which are all lower order questions at the bottom of the pyramid, are any of these, do you think, bad questions? Arguable, depends on the content of your curriculum. But if it's in your curriculum, I would suggest those aren't bad questions. And you don't want to know if one or two pupils in your class know which hormones are responsible for controlling blood sugar levels in the human body. You want to know that all of the pupils know that. And it's not difficult for them to recall it. They can recall that pretty quickly because they're going to need that to do something else. It's not about doing well in the pub quiz. It's actually about solving problems and being analytical and evaluative in relation to that. But it needs to be in the long-term memory before they can do that. So we need to focus pedagogy on math.